What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got a little fun thing that we got going on. So we're starting the Scion project, as you guys know, and I need a little shop crane to get the motor in and out of the car and off of the pallets, so I have space in my garage to finally pull in the Scion. So not me almost getting hit, bruh. No way. No way. Brother. That was bad. That was bad. And I'm paying attention. There's a cop. Oh my god. Dude, the chances of this happening is insane.
There's too much happening.
I'm throwing this B in reverse. Look at that, guys. There's a cop, dude. Bro, what the heck are the odds, man? This is a fun way to start another video for you guys. We just picked up a new shop crane. Well, haven't picked it up. I guess they got to put it in our car still, but we just bought it. I spent like over 400 bucks just to get this thing, but it's gonna be well worth it for the safety for one, and for my back for two. Huge bonus right here, and I'm super excited. So let's get it. I'm waiting on them. I don't know how this works. I don't know if I gotta. She said temporary parking. Yeah, I think I'm in it. Immediate loading and unloading only. Yeah, okay, I think I'm in the right spot. In other words, look at the Shuby. She's shining pretty nicely. The Thule on it. Yeah, look clean, guys. Look at this. This is the monster that's gonna be taking it home. Hopefully able to fit it. But yeah, I haven't cleaned it up like super nice. I just had to spray it off because it snowed, it rained. It was real nasty for a few days here in Colorado, but back to normal. Still waiting, but we're gonna go run and get a coffee afterwards whenever we're done. You guys can see the Starbucks. Also, if the audio is a little bit different, I don't have my microphone attached. It's just a regular microphone on the camera, but I've heard it's great quality, so hopefully it's still pretty decent for you guys to pick up. Look at Mal, what's she doing? What are you doing, bud?
I'm just scrolling on my phone.
Heck yeah. Sick, mate. Bang, update. The Subaru's a tank. Anyway, this thing is finally up in here. It barely fit, but she fit good, and I'm excited. Time to get a coffee. Let's go. All right, guys, so we just left the coffee spot. Ended up getting a white chocolate mocha, no whipped cream. Alrighty, guys, and we have just made it back home. I got everything in the car. I need to unload it really quick, and then we got to build that crane first. Then we're gonna be tackling on and get these removed off of the pallets, the transmission and the motor. And then after that's done, then we can go ahead and start pulling in the Scion and start disassembling it. And the first plan of attack is the transmission. Probably won't get to the whole thing today, but for sure we got to get the axles off, the oil drained if possible on the transmission as well, and we'll go from there. And then the coolants, try to drain as many fluids as possible, the oil, the transmission oil, and then the coolant. And the Freon, we already did that, as you guys saw at the beginning. I'll probably put it somewhere in the clip here, but we already got the Freon extracted on a separate day. We know we're going to be good and safe to detach all the lines for the condenser and all that stuff. Without further ado, let's get into it, guys. That concludes the build of this one. Now what we're gonna do, like I said, we gotta get that off the pallet and that motor off the pallet, because without those off the pallet, I cannot pull a cart in. This transmission looks super clean, guys. Dude, this thing looks freaking brand new almost. The wires, the cables, everything looks in like tip-top condition, guys. I paid like 500 bucks for this thing, and it's like mint. This thing's gonna be really nice. I'm really excited about it. Guys, check out the quality of this thing. Like, Dude, this thing is actually really clean. It's like a matte gray, like charcoal gray finish, and like the whole thing, but like it's actually really clean. There's no like weird leakage or anything. They used the seatbelt from a car. They wrapped it around the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold. I mean the throttle body, but you know, the intake manifold. That's not the safest. So I'm gonna pop off this valve cover and then see if I can find better mounting points than that. So I'm gonna move this over real quick and get these all off. So I figured I'd strip the harness off. That way I have a lot more ease of access to a lot of corners and I'm not pinching anything or messing anything up along the way, like the injectors, or breaking off any clips along the way. I just want to make sure everything's going to be good. So now I can actually start to try and find a mounting access point. I'm so freaking stoked those things are finally off the pallet and I have some sort of garage space. Just started disassembling. I maybe got a little carried away, maybe. But who doesn't, you know what I mean? Mind your business. Alright guys, so day 2. Today we got the Scion finally pulled in. I ended up having to move the motor and transmission off to the side over here. Back originally where they were, but just off the pallet this time. Only because I needed more space. Right where I have the camera pretty much is like the only space I really have to work with, and that stuff was in front of my toolbox. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today we're gonna be starting off this Scion here, getting this whole front end removed, and then I can actually start tackling getting off the transmission. I have to get it up on jack stands as well and get wheel chocks behind it, just get it safely supported up in the air. That way I can get access underneath and on top, and after that we could actually finally start removing the transmission. Then the motor will follow. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. First things first, it's gonna be this whole front end getting removed. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can tell, I got the whole front end removed, got it jacked up on jack stands. I tested it and shook it, make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Now the next thing to do is going to be to drain every single one of the fluids. So we got the transmission fluid, the oil, and the coolant as well. And again, the Freon has already been extracted. So I'm still gonna take a safe measure and open the door and let it ventilate whenever I do disconnect that line, just to be on the safer side. Make sure any little residue that's left over can ventilate out of the shop. Alright guys, so I just went to the gas station, got myself a little NOS just to keep the energy going. But it sounds like it finished draining as much as it possibly could. And I don't see any more leaking, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the buckets and detach the last radiator hose and continue on with the project. So now the radiator can fully come out, and bang, we got full access to just about everything we need, guys. Pretty stoked, guys. It's coming along. It's looking really well, and I'm happy. I'm excited. It's a lot of progress in one day. It was a lot more disassembly than I thought for the day. I was just planning on getting the axles and full transmission off, but I think today I'm just gonna get everything around it and maybe leave the transmission and motor for a separate day. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I'm just kind of like cruising, coasting, and enjoying the time with it and just really taking it all in. And I'm having fun, guys. This is what you see right now. Like, take a good look at this, guys. Like, how this is no headlights. Like, it looks bad, dude. No bumper, no grill, nothing. But but it's gonna turn out really, really cool, and that's what's gonna make it all worth it. Before I start anything else, I wanted to go ahead and remove this intake, just because I feel like I'll get a lot more access to a lot of things underneath right here in the transmission area. So I'm going to remove this throttle cable that goes to the intake manifold, or the throttle body I mean, and then we'll go ahead and remove the intake itself, and then I'll actually move on to the axle nuts and getting the axles removed. Alrighty guys, and I finished removing all that stuff. Now I do have this 12-point socket. It's a 30mm. That's gonna be for the axle nuts. I'll show you guys now. I literally specifically bought this. This was like 12 bucks, but I literally specifically bought it just for this car. These are torqued to like 156 pounds, I think, foot-pounds, 158, 156, something like that. But these things are on there, so I'm gonna get a breaker bar and try to get this off. I really hope I don't need a second person because my girlfriend is gone right now. Probably not gonna work. Yeah, I might have to wait. The only other bolts that need to come off are gonna be these two right here, this one and this one, that hold to the strut bar. Aside from that, you don't need much else. I do, however, probably should disassemble some of these cables and stuff because these are going to be dangling a little bit. So, oh yeah, here's a bracket that I got to take apart right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. There's a bolt right here. I know it's kind of dark, guys, bear with me. So whenever I do pull this full assembly forward and drop it down a little bit, it won't be that bad, and there'll be some slack, so that's exciting. And now to do the same thing on the other side. You guys don't need to see that. And that's going to conclude the video for you guys. So I'm going through editing it, and I wanted to leave it there because there's still so much more going down, but that's going to be for next week's video. You guys should definitely stay tuned. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it just as much as I am. Last week I didn't post out a video because my mom was in town, so I was just sitting here enjoying it with her, taking it all in and just living in the moment, and I really enjoyed myself. But now we're back to normal schedule again. Every Sunday morning, look for a new video. Guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, keep it true. It's been real, guys. Peace.